director of that, and God gave her a vision just probably 3 months ago to move their location from out by Edgewater High School down right next to the abortion clinic where I work. And it's really unbelievable what God has done. Between two ladies, one was elderly, they have raised $750,000. They've got the building. Everything's been paid for. The contracts are all signed. I've been able to see people going by there now that are architects and people preparing bids to be able to bring that place right up to just like a state-of-the-art building for the ladies to come in. It's really been an amazing thing.
And this is in just a couple minutes walking distance.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You've walked it many times, I'm sure. And it is fantastic news because it will make it easier for you to get the women who do come out and hear your call to see that sonogram and begin the process of accepting their child.
Yeah, there's that. And there's also a lot of times when the girls, after they've been met by myself and whoever's there that day to help, they will need to think. And the only real place they can go to think, I call it the Valley of Decision because it's out back and it's kind of down in a valley. And they'll go sit in their car, they'll pace around and back. And this would give an opportunity for them to be able to go in somewhere that's safe, that have a cup of coffee, have some tea, whatever they need, to also to think about that. But yes, they do have the best equipment money can buy for sonograms, not like the abortion clinic. They only have equipment that all they're really after is the size of the baby's head to figure out how much to charge them. That's how they figure it. So they would have the opportunity to have that. They also have the best sonographers there are, and they have radiologists, or not radiologists, but they have doctors that overlook those also. So it's not just some fly-by-night thing. It's top-notch.
And, of course, girls can still come from all over the community to this center. It's not just because of what you're doing downtown, but it just makes that part of your job a little bit easier.
Right, and it's the beauty of it, too, is that it is at very heart. I mean, the 408 and I-4 meet right there, where now they're out kind of out of the ways from other areas, where now they'll be down in the heart. And also, the lady that the people, it's called Heart of the City, is the foundation that will be that paid for it, and they want to expand also into the human trafficking side. So it's going to be awesome.
It's fantastic. This is happening right here in this community. Hopefully, this will branch out into other communities, and they will do the same thing. And I mean, in particular, tying into human trafficking,
right? Because
a lot of these women, become impregnated because of illicit activity, right?
Yes, and I've had many that I've kind of I really believe are in that position because of the type of guys that bring them there.
Right.
But unfortunately, I can't call the police every time that I think that there might be something. But there was one time that I'll never forget when a man, probably about 60, 65, brought a 22-year-old girl there, and he went walking up ahead of her up the drive, and then she folded her hands and looked at me, the tears coming down her eyes, and said, mouthed it, didn't say it because she didn't want him to hear it, but said, help me. And so I called the police, but then I made a big mistake in that I called into the clinic telling that guy, you better get her out of here. I called the police instead. But unfortunately, he took her out of there. But I was able to get a photo of the license plate and all of that kind of thing. And the police came and they went down to the house where they were in Kissimmee. But they said they couldn't get the girl to say
yeah, unfortunately, because I'm sure he was right there. Yeah. You see all kinds of things, day in and day out. And sometimes I got to wonder, to be honest with you, John, how do you do it every day?
You know, it's just God. It is, because some of it is, I mean, it is so horrible. Because, you know, I don't think most people realize what abortion really looks like in America. And we've been watching all these videos and all that, and that is horrific. It absolutely is. But where they go, how the procedure happens, is insane at the place I'm in. They're most famous for their labor and delivery abortion, where the girls come in on Wednesday morning, and you can see them visibly.
Showing.
You know, there's kids in there, absolutely.
Right.
And what they do is they give them a shot through their abdomen of a drug to try and stop the baby's heart. And then they put these laminaire sticks in their cervix that has a little poison on it that helps to start loosening it up. And then they give them drugs to begin labor. Then they send them home Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning they come back, and they'll march around in that back parking lot doing pelvic thrusts, doing jumping jacks, doing all this stuff to try and hurry the labor. And I know the listening audience out there says, this guy is not telling the truth. But I'm telling you, I've been watching this for 6 years, every day. And it happens every week.
It's, by the way, folks, you can go to whowillstand.net, you can see, or go to 180movie.com, and there is it's about a 9-minute video, isn't it?
Well, that's the Who Will Stand video.
Who Will Stand video, whowillstand.net, and you can visit with John there. John, I've spoken with John pretty extensively off the air, and I know that for John, this hasn't always been the easiest thing. I mean, you know, he's got a family, but God has provided for him, and it's just amazing that John has such great success. And it's so great that now with this new building and all, perhaps your success rate will even grow, so to speak. I know you don't take any credit.
I tell you every time.
Yeah, I know you don't take any credit.
No, sir.
Right.
I can't do that.
Right.
I can't talk somebody out of this. I really can't. I don't have that ability. But God does. Just about every day. Today, another girl chose life.
Tell us how that happened.
Well, this particular girl, in fact, today was awesome down there, if you want to know the truth. Only 4 girls came for abortions, which is unbelievable. You know, it's usually in the 20s. But we try to get them as they're coming up, give them brochures, tell them we can help, warn them about the place, all of that kind of thing. And then once they're inside, it's about, you know, from me to that other, well, it's about 25 feet from the sidewalk where I stand, the front door. And I preach into the building every day. And just about every single day, the girl will come out that God has touched, I believe, through His Word. And because you get the ones that are, you know, spitting in your face and cursing you out and telling you to do things that are absolutely physically impossible, I know for sure. And you see God just turn their heart, come out in tears, and choose life and go to choice. Or other ones as well, like the Sanford one or First Baptist.
Yeah. And you had a girl come out today.
Yes.
Obviously you can't tell us who she is, but can you kind of describe her for us?
I think she was about between 25 and 30. She wasn't particularly young. She had a driver friend that was with her that was highly volatile, highly angry. She was still angry, the driver, even after her friend chose life, which I can never understand when that happens. I don't know why they would, if they're truly worried about their friend exercising their choice of free will or whatever they want to call it.
You would think,
and then they're still angry when they choose life. But that's what happened today.
All right. All right, stay with us. When we come back, Mike has a comment for John, and you can comment as well or ask a question of John at 407-774-8255. And of course, Colonel Manny McKnight's still with us, so we have a lot to talk about yet tonight.